I'm in my zone, I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm unknown to the world that's full of clones. My originality's focused on principalities broken. I'm loaning my heart and soul to the game that's scared to pay it back. And failure is a motherfucker. The strength to go on and believing in another sucker who don't see the vision in you. So you gotta work harder times two. Gotta make it do what it do. With the limited sources you have, your dream is still a find that motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it, get through it. Yeah. Mumble mentality activated. I waited for so long. Get burdens, I'm outweighted. When you see me in my zone.
Oh, what is the motherfucking deal, ladies and gentlemen? It is your favorite day of the week outside of Friday. It is hump day for some. It's Gentlemen's Talk Wednesday for everybody else. And of course, I am the one they call Mr. GQ. I'm over here taking L's like the 08 Detroit Lions. And no, I ain't talking about my fantasy teams. I'm talking about my actual real life career job. One day I'll talk about that. But right now I'm just going to post it like it is.
I am your boy, DJ Micah B, the DJ that Zane was singing about. And if you don't know the reference, you don't know hip hop.
What's going on, y'all? It's Outlaw. Man, September going 75 and 35.
Boy. But
80 and a 60 fucking ticket.
Yeah.
Yep. But also, most importantly, all right, we know fall just started. So, fellas, happy gray sweatpants season.
I got mine on right now.
I got mine on right now, too. Because hey, listen, we work hard for the Bulls, all right? This is part of life. All right, before we get cracking, let me drop this disclaimer real quick. All right, just make sure y'all understand the following show is not intended for children under the age of 16. There will be adult language and content in this show, so viewer discretion is advised. So I put that on there because disrespectfully, I've got to say, DJ Micah B, fuck you twice over, all right? We play each other in fantasy in 2 separate leagues, and I'm about to dog walk the shit out your ass twice over. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yes.
Yeah, right. Fuck we go.
Listen, I'm in 8 different fantasy leagues, and I went fucking 5-3 last week. I put up 240 points in 2 different leagues. I'm trying to make you the next victim of getting 200 points put up on them.
I mean, bring it on, motherfucker. I don't know what else to tell you.
Now, on a positive note, I do hope your punk ass little Giants beat the brakes off Dallas tomorrow. But
everybody is hoping for that. Nah, I don't care.
I just want to see the Cowboys fall apart. That's all. So now that we kind of got our little, and congrats to the Astros clinching the AL West. First of all, started from the bottom. Let's just say that they started from the bottom. They was in last fucking place and climbed their way up and clinched the AL West. And mind you, I'm not a homer. Okay, I enjoy the Astros. That's not my main team, but I'm proud of the Astros. But as much as I do like the Astros, I despise the Rangers. So the fact that they didn't even make the fucking postseason, fuck you. All right, fuck them Rangers.
It's fuck Dallas all the way around on this show.
I'm trying to tell you 100%. Like it's just what it is. So congrats to the Astros, man. I hope they do.
Like to say,
go for it.
All hail King Tuck. I told y'all since last year when King Tucker come back, it's gonna be problems.
Yep.
I told you.
Well, hold on, let's talk about it though, real quick. The Rangers won the championship last year, and they actually didn't even make the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
What kind of drop off is that?
Championship hangover.
That's called a rock bottom drop off. But if we can, fellas, if we can get our hands on some playoff tickets, we might have to pull up one time for the one time, do a little live on Low K. Outlaw, we might have to talk to the plug and see what we can get going.
He could work something out for us.
Yeah, don't look.
I'm gonna reach out to the one guy.
He or she, which either one of them. We got 2, whichever one can help us out. It wouldn't hurt us to go to one game. We got to go to all of them. Even a first round playoff game is cool. But you got to go to one.
Man, I'll never forget that. Oh no, Grace shit went to the game winner in 2022. For the Astros. She was there for the last game.
Oh, that's what's up. What's the deal, Ray?
What's up?
Congratulations to your fuck ass Jets for beating my Patriots. Look, you see the title. I told you I'm gonna take my L's. I'm gonna accept my L. It's cool. I'm happy for Aaron Rodgers playing somewhat consistent. His Achilles holding up. That's the nicest thing I'm gonna say about the Giants all season. And the Jets for that matter. Well, because I said something nice about the Giants earlier too. So I'm, these teams that give the Patriots issues over the last few years. So those are the nice things I'm gonna say about these New York teams. I'll never say anything nice about them fuck ass Yankees though. Fuck them hoes. Red Sox all the way. We Boston bombing around here. Fuck that shit. We will never say anything nice about that. There he is. What up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
What's happening?
All right. So, as you guys know, this show is literally designed, structured, put together, if you will, by social media. Like we don't even come up with a doc for these shows. All right. We do what all of you do. All right. We play on our fucking phones. We scroll on TikTok. We be on Facebook. We be on social media, and shit just kind of falls in our lap. So when I say that to simply come back and say we had something fall in our lap right before the show because Outlaw dropped it. And it sparked a conversation in the chat. And that was like the perfect thing for us to lead off with. So there was a video that came out and it was talking about these two fellas was talking about reactions to names or nicknames that women give men. And they were talking about the word handsome and the word, they were talking about how the word handsome makes them feel. And I was like, I get it. But then they was like, oh, but if a girl say like, you cute, that means she wants to, take me home and touch me and stuff. And I was like, so I started thinking and I was like, I don't really care for the word handsome because my mom calls me handsome. So I don't really like that. So that word for me does nothing for me. Like cute, whatever. Cute is like a basic ass word. It's like an associate's degree of a word. Like it don't really mean like it cool. Oh, you cute. Like, all right, cool story, bro. You call me cute, whatever. Now, I was talking with my wife about this earlier. Now you motherfucking call me daddy now. now we're getting somewhere. And Outlaw knows this as much as anybody, boy. When certain groups call you that name and certain mannerisms, it just changes the way your whole, everything goes.
Get called Poppy one time, you ain't gonna act right the rest of the day.
Oh, that's like the equivalent of coming out the barbershop with that fresh haircut.
Oh man,
type of fresh you feel when you hear that exact term the Outlaw just said. Like that's how you feel. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm gonna say this: when you get that fresh haircut, you make sure that you going everywhere. You want to be seen. You be just going to unnecessary ass places.
I'm going to Starbucks and Target for no reason.
You gonna go inside. You're not going to order through the drive-thru. You want to make sure that you go inside.
I'm gonna go to Target and pick up some wine, knowing damn well I don't even like wine from Target.
Hey, they got boxes.
Hold on, let me put this one on there. Hey, I was just gonna say. Now listen, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Chris, get it. That's how I feel about them two words. Like them words is childish, bro. We in our 30s now. Them some elementary ass words, bro. If a female tells me that, I'm like, your vocabulary is trash. There's better words out there.
Handsome sound like some shit an old lady will call you.
That's why I said you heard me. Like my mom called me that. So like that's exactly what some old ladies do. Like I ain't saying my mom like super old, but she older than me. So obviously. So
I mean, your mom's only like 52, but yeah, you
exactly.
Right.
But she's from that generation where that was commonplace. Where I see like my mom still calls me that when I post something on Snapchat. Oh, she said looking handsome, son. So I'm like, I can't hear it from anybody outside of my mom. It just don't. It don't hit worth nothing.
That's a good point.
I know that I put that on the screen for sure. That's true.
What is it? I can't see it.
Hold on, let me say me and Mike over here playing with the damn.
Oh God.
But I mean, she ain't wrong though. I mean, we are. We all uncles on this damn panel. Like, let's not act like we not.
I'm just saying, I don't like being called Unc. Don't call me
I'm
no
cool with it,
Unc.
man. Unc is a respectful term. I'm with it.
Nah, because Unc is like 5 years away from wearing fucking kangaroo hats and slides.
The way I look at it, bro, Unc for our generation is like when we called them OGs back in the day, man. That's how I view it. So for me, it's like the ultimate respect thing if somebody call you Unc, just like we used to call them OGs. Like I still do it. And like even in my other profession, right? Instead of like, if I have like the utmost of respect for you, I'll call you Big Sarge. Big Sarge is like OG. Like that's the same thing as calling my Unc. So like to me, that's like the ultimate respect thing when somebody call you Unc. Now, Auntie, we make a lot of jokes about Auntie. So it depends. Like why y'all let Auntie out the house like that? What y'all doing? Like type in now. Don't be us. Unc can do some stuff like that too, because it's still that picture of Uncle Shay Shay getting out the car one time looking kind of broke back.
But you know what? But you know what though? I think like you said, Unc. Yeah, but when somebody doing something stupid or crazy, they be like, "Who let their uncle out the house?" They're not just saying who let Unc out the house. Who let their uncle out the house? They're not claiming.
See, when you do something dumb, it gets proper.
Right.
They take the ebonics out of it and make it proper.
Yeah. Like, who let their damn uncle out the house? Put
right?
your uncle back inside.
Look, tell uncle to get back in the house, please. Thank you.
I mean, not all uncles are created equal.
That's true. Some uncles is ignorant, and some of them you never want to show up to the cookout because you know exactly what's going to happen. Some uncles you don't want on the bones table or the spades table because you already know what's going to happen.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this about uncle or unc. When you walk into the Thanksgiving with your new lady, and if unc gonna be like, "I see you, nephew," take that bitch back to the car.
Yeah,
you already know. If unc ain't like, "Damn, nephew, that's you," that ain't the one, bro.
It's so crazy because on the Caribbean side it's just completely different. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen the American side of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what y'all do.
So what's the Caribbean side of it? Like, put us on game.
Like I don't even know how to describe the Caribbean side. All you is yeah, that's all you gonna hear. That's all you gonna hear. Like I promise you.
That's all the validation you get.
Or you gonna get a hey, respect, brethren, and keep it pushing.
Hey, look, man, less is more.
Your respect.
Less is wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I like that. That's actually pretty comparable.
Yeah.
I mean,
or you get the hey, who that? That's what you get too.
That sounds like the one you don't want.
Yeah. See, CJ know. Look, CJ know. He already know.
He said, "Who let this one in the house?"
I feel like the Black American uncles want to let you know that you know they're gonna let it be known that you walked in with the stallion. I think the Caribbean one is like more subtle. Like, okay, yeah, you know,
they gonna wait till she not around and talk to you offline and be like, you know,
where you find she? Where's she from? Where you get that dick? Like I'm telling you, hey, that should be funny. That should be funny.
But it's like, you know, and it's I feel like it's only like, I don't know what it is about like Black culture and stuff like that. Like we like to broadcast shit for some reason. Like we really good at that. Like, you know, it's like every time you go to a function, it's like you got to make the grand entrance. It's like if you could play theme music, you might as well do it, because that's like when you, especially if you the young one and you come into the family gathering and you bring in a +1 that ain't nobody met yet. It's like that's like going to a job interview. Your resume better be pristine when you show up.
Though, I don't get that privilege no more, because most of the time I'm the first person there. So I don't get to make the grand entrance no more. I'm the first
I'm not on CP time. I'm usually the first family at the gathering. That's usually
I'm normally the DJ. So
you gotta be there.
I gotta be there.
Yeah, you gotta be there. You gotta be there setting up, sound check, do all the normal stuff. But also I don't have a problem being the first family there. It don't bother me, because it mean I'm gonna leave earlier than everybody else, because y'all got there late. I done already been here. Except for Thanksgiving at Pop's house. That's a whole different concept altogether.
Yeah, you on time.
No. We started the day before.
I know.
So we've been on time.
The night before.
That's like, a new definition of
y'all niggas over 12 hours late. We been here.
Yeah, that's a different level of punctuality right there. Like, what you mean? We not late. We came back. We been we went home. We went home real quick to change. You know, get the smoke off from all the cooking, and we had to change real quick. We done put on 2 outfits to come to this function.
You already know that Thanksgiving Thanksgiving Wednesday. That's a tradition now.
Oh yeah. Now you a part of that tradition. Now you get it.
I'm looking forward to it already.
Look, right. I got a bottle that Pop bought me for my birthday that I'm saving literally for that Wednesday. I'm not even gonna open it. It's gonna sit in my bar until it's time, and we're gonna crack it open at his house on that Wednesday, and it's gonna be good. It's a phenomenal tequila that he brought. I'm gonna bring it, and we're gonna enjoy it like we always do. I got some very special cigars that I've been waiting to crack open. So good times are coming.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I know y'all don't know what we're talking about, but there's a lot of things that go on outside of the show that we the three of us are 100%
Yeah, bro.
involved in.
I need everybody to understand. Like y'all two are legitimately brothers, but you know what I'm saying. But like blood brothers, but we are legitimately brothers outside this show. Like we live close enough to see each other and hang out with each other. And their dad is a very special person to me. I call the man Pops. That's my. I could pull up over there right now. He'll be outside cooking something, and I can sit there
Well,
and chop it up
right
and drink
now,
with
if
him.
you pull up, he out of state right now. But
Yeah, he not even home right now.
he in Memphis, Tennessee right now. So he
I go knock on this damn hotel door. Then y'all playing with the wrong one.
he might not be though.
Knowing him, he out and about.
We're not gonna talk about the activities
Yeah,
he
we
gets
gonna
up to.
yeah, we just gonna leave that right where it's at. So we did that, and then so I like peeling back the curtain for the fans to see. So this morning we got a hilarious message this morning from Outlaw, and he said, "I woke up, I feeling some type of way," and he said, "I'm gonna get unhinged." So what I'm gonna do is what a good producer does, and I'm gonna click this mouse.
Man, I forgot what that intro even sounded like.
Oh, I didn't. That's one of my favorites, man. That mug hard.
You put your foot in that one. You put your foot in that one. But y'all, I want to talk about something that kind of grinded my gears the other day, and it might be controversial, so I want y'all feedback on it. But I was having a conversation with a friend that I ain't talked to in quite some time, and I was filling her in on some life updates, and it was about a breakup, and she mentioned that there was something that was always a red flag to her, but she kept her mouth shut out of respect, you know. And I've always hated that shit where people tell you after a breakup, oh, so and so, there was something about them that I didn't really like. And it's like, why do you say this shit after we break up? I feel like if we're friends, if we're like just real ride or die friends, if there is something that you don't like about my significant other, I feel like you have the right to tell me in a polite way or respectful manner, like, hey man, have you thought about this? This might be a red flag that you're not paying attention to because you got these rose tinted glasses on, you know? Speak up on the shit. Speak up on it. Like you do not do your friend any service, just let them make dumbass mistakes.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Two people on this panel did the same thing for me. Actually told me, what the fuck was going on. And I still went through with, what I went through. And then then after it all came crashing down, we had a conversation. And it kind of went something like this. What the fuck was you thinking? That's how that conversation went. That's how honest and brutally honest these conversations go. It wasn't just these two gentlemen on this panel. There was like a group of we'll say about 8 of us that was having this said conversation. So I completely understand what Outlaw is saying. So now here's what I liked about what he said. Because this is a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, right? But you would say it's safe to say that that's somebody that you've probably confided in. They know a lot about you, your life, your past.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't been friends for about 15, 16 years. So
okay, so that's basically a day one.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. So listen, day ones. Anybody that you've known 10 years or longer. All right. That's basically a day one. Somebody you knew from your childhood and y'all still friends. So you have a certain responsibility if you are what's called a day one, because you are a part of the small circle, not the conglomerate, the small circle. Like there's like the big group chat, and then there's like the 3 or 4 of y'all in the WhatsApp group type of shit. All right. So the day one's got a very specific responsibility, and it's to keep it 100. That is your job. Your role and responsibility is to keep it 100, no matter what the situation is. If you know your partner is fucking up, male or female, you got to be the one to tell them. That is your job. You, 100%. That is the day one responsibility. I got 2 day ones on this panel right here. Me and DJ Michael B go way back. back to summer camp, back to JD Walker Community Center, back
Third
in
grade.
the late 90s, early 2000s. Like we go way back. Like I'm telling you. And then of course my brother Outlaw, me and him go back to the. We're gonna say we go back to the N64 days. That's how I'm gonna put it to you like that. That's how I'm a date us. We go back like that, staying up all night playing Pokemon Stadium and Fighting Force and Super Smash Bros, unlocking all the characters type of jazz. So if we call each other and we ask for an opinion, we're not asking for what I want to hear. I'm asking them because I know they're going to keep it 100 with me. They're going to tell me whether I'm right or wrong, first of all. And then they're going to tell me, hey, listen, it sounds good, but is it really good? But that's the expectation. So if you are one of those people, day ones, you have a role. Just like Dwayne Johnson used to say, know your role. But don't shut your mouth in this case. Know your role, do your job, and speak up on it.
You know, brother in the chat, yeah, I'm glad you highlighted it. So that's actually honestly really good. I get what you're saying, because there have been some times where I was thinking with the wrong head, and you could have told me that the sky was blue, but if the other head said the sky is purple, I'm not gonna fucking listen to you. But that was when I was at my most immature, and I feel like I'm at a point in my life where if my, day ones, family, friends, whatever, if they tell me, hey man, you going down the wrong path, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Don't tell me after the fact that I'm fucked up, like, hey man, you was making a mistake. Yeah, nigga, I know that shit now.
Facts. Like that's, I mean, yeah. But I do think we're going off of the question that CJ dropped in there too. That question is tied to age and maturity as well. Because obviously, let's say 20-year-old us, the three of us, we probably wouldn't listen to half the shit that was said. We know how we was in our 20s. We know this. Our early 20s. Because like mid-20s, a light bulb kind of flickered in my head and some shit started making sense. But early 20s, like fresh out of high school, like, no.
I don't think I took constructive feedback until I was like 25.
Yeah. That's when I started taking constructive feedback from people outside of my full-time job. Because in my full-time job, I didn't have a choice. That's part of the job. I'm gonna take it whether I want to or not. But like taking it from outside sources, yeah. Except for my mom. Mom's probably the only person I like took it from, because I didn't have a choice. But
Yeah.
but the thing about my mom that I love above everything else is that my mom ain't got no filter. Like my mama think it's coming out. It ain't being sugar coated. It's just that filter. Her filter was non-existent. She never had one. Like
I can attest to that. Yeah.
Like
that's that brutal honesty.
Listen. So it's yeah. Like so, if she gave you advice, listen, it's coming from a pure place.
Man, I'll never forget. I was about 23, and I went to Daryl's house, and we had a bunch of our friends come over, and man, we all sat down in the kitchen. They was like telling me, like, bro, we don't like your girlfriend. And this is like 6-7 people being like, man, Josh, your girlfriend a bitch. What the fuck are you doing? Like, damn.
Hey yo.
And like for my friends to have an intervention about somebody I was dating, that said a lot. And like not long after that conversation, like me and this lady was no longer together. Like, listen
Don't
to
that
your
sound
friends.
familiar, Micah?
Yep.
Didn't we have an intervention with one of our brothers?
Yep.
He's not in the chat right now, but he if he listening somewhere, he know who the fuck he is.
Yep.
We had actually, I think we had multiple interventions with him.
Yeah.
We called him Wild Child for a reason, and look at him now.
I'm trying to tell you. Basically, we told him we was gonna have a steak night. All the brothers come over. He sat down and we all got on him.
Boy, we did. Boy, you want to talk about that man's whole ego got reset that night.
But that's out of a place of love, because let me tell you, motherfuckers not gonna take time out of their day to sit down and tell you like, hey, bro, you fucking up. If they don't care about you, they're gonna let you keep fucking off.
Yeah, and all my brothers know me, man. My house is open. So if there's a function happening in my house, we doing it. Ain't no rain check. Ain't no look outside of a hurricane. That shit happening.
Sit your ass down.
Sit the fuck down. Take this beer and let's get it done. Like that's it.
You gonna need a cold one too. You gonna need a cold one.
Look, I'll pull up the cooler. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Josh, but look, I agree with you. It should be the responsibility of the day one to be like, okay, dude, listen, this, and this. Like, if you fucking up, you fucking up. If there's red flags on the girl and the guy don't see it, it's kind of your responsibility. But also understand being that friend and holding him accountable comes with hot water too, to where you have to stay level while in the midst of it. Because some people don't take that shit too well.
And that comes with growth. That does come with growth. Like you and I do. That's why I always felt like with your crew, with your boys, with your sisters, whatever you call your collective, there needs to be a diverse group of age groups. First of all, if y'all are all the same age, it's really not gonna work because y'all all gonna think the same. Somebody got to be the elder statesman of the group. Not even necessarily like, you ain't got to be 10, 20, 30 years older than the crew, but someone has to have either gone through it in their life to be that level of mature, or they actually legitimately just have to be the oldest one in the group. Sometimes the oldest one in the group is the most immature. So it just depends on how your collective is structured.
Thank God that's not the case of your dad.
Nah. Well, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna leave it right there.
I'll say this about our father. That man has lived through a lot, and he gonna tell you he got a lot to say about a lot of things, but that don't stop him from fucking up.
Of course it don't.
Because he had his own trials and tribulations. That's how we gonna say that. That's the perfect way. It took, I'm gonna say it was a come to Jesus moment, but it was a collective of moments.
But you know what though? Those are the best people to learn from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, listen, he tells Outlaw and myself all the time how much he's learned from the two of us, which is crazy because.
But I feel like that all just ties back to my original point, man. Like, don't be afraid to hold people accountable. Don't be afraid to speak up. If you really love somebody and they're not doing the right thing, it's your responsibility to fucking say something. I don't be like after the fucking fact, like, yeah, man, you was on something. You was on some bullshit. Like, I could have known that so much sooner and saved so much trouble.
Yeah.
Don't fuck the whole hurting feelings or bad blood, this and that. Like, this is about fucking saving lives sometimes, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I'm all for earning your stripes in this life. I feel like there are certain mistakes you are supposed to make 100%, because if you don't build character, which Mike has heard me say that a lot about my own daughter. When she do something, I'm like, hey, build character. Sometimes you got to. Sometimes. Now there's levels to this. You don't want to do something that's going to get you put in a place you don't want to be put. But there's like those things, like those normal life things that you just have to go through.
You mean like touch the iron, let it touch the iron?
Yes.
Bet you won't do that shit again, though.
Like, remember, we're the generation that was like, you want to try cigarettes? Okay, here, smoke that cigarette. Like, we're that generation. That's what we went through. A little kid having to smoke your first cigarette, and that's you coughing and dying and shit. But we were also the same dumbass generation that was lighting fucking notebook paper on fire and trying to smoke that shit too. Like, we were that dumb generation. Now, we weren't as dumb as the Tide Pod kids.
Oh yeah, we missed that entirely.
Or the Fire Challenge kids. Like, that's just a different level of dumb. Because I don't know what kind of character you build from doing shit like that. That's like you end up in the hospital doing shit like that.
The only thing we did where they literally say do not do this was flipping off a couch just because of Jeff Hardy.
We were the try every wrestling move generation for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
But hold on now. You don't give motherfuckers in the 90s bunk beds and put on fucking Monday Night Raw and not expect us to do that shit off the top fucking bunk.
I'm trying to tell
Correct.
You just hope the hell you don't hit no ceiling fan on your way down. Or Heaven forbid you get your arm stuck in the rail of the bunk bed.
Ooh.
You know, gotta use a whole tub of butter to get that junk out, type of shit. You know, the things that usually happen with bunk beds and wrestling, and you know, the pillow fights that got a little
Don't let
extreme.
that top bunk fall down. You got to explain to mama some way, somehow. It happened by itself. It wasn't your fault. It just happened.
Which they already know that's a bold-faced lie. But, you know, you tried it, though. You tried it. And this is before they got the nice reinforced bunk beds, because we had the ones with the thin-ass poles and shit, like, wasn't really that strong. We really had a weight limit that we exceeded, but somehow that bitch held up and stood the test of time.
Because it was made out of real wood.
Because, well, no, ours was made out of metal.
Oh, shit.
I remember my first bunk bed I ever had was red. It was red, and the bars was about the size of like baby gate bars all around that motherfucker.
I mean, at least his brother can admit that.
Yeah,
I think that's everybody though. Not just you though, CJ. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, and I can say, you know, as well as like I said, me and Micah know CJ, man. CJ has a hell of a story. Like he has a hell of a story. Like I can safely, comfortably say that CJ's had what we call a redemption arc story for sure.
Facts.
Of all of us in our crew, he literally has had the redemption arc.
He had like, that Prince Zuko.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Prince
like
Vegeta.
So because he was never a bad kid. He was just, you know, a kid that did what kids do. Like, you know, like CJ is a good dude. He's just I won't, like, I ain't gonna put his business out there. Just the things that he went through, we all went through. It's just some people go through it in a way that it affects you very differently based on the group of people you hang out with. And just like our parents always told, you know, be careful, you know, hanging out with this person, that person, that person. Sometimes it unfortunately affects some groups different than others based on whatever you get out there and do, type of jazz. So I'm gonna say that without, because like I said, I ain't gonna put that man business out there like that. But I am proud of that man. That man's redemption story is one to be spoken about one day. Could be in a book. Could legitimately be written in a book. And I think it'll be a good book.
I am proud of him. I am proud of him all the way up till he admitted he was a punk ass Jets fan. That's
the only part about him I don't like, is that he's a punk ass Jets fan.
Yeah, well,
man, we didn't have to do that, man, like that.
Oh no. We are very aggressive. We are aggressive sports fans. Like, I can even get by with the fact that he went to the Channelview High School. I can live with that. That's cool. You know, I ain't really worried about that. Like, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But we love you, CJ. Either way.
There's one more thing I'm gonna say about, like, you know, speaking your piece with your friends. What this man said? Fear the green.
Yeah, all right. Fear the gangrene. Go get that shit checked.
I'm gonna say this: you also got to be okay with your friends not listening to what you got to say. Like, you just got to be okay with that shit sometimes. Like,
yeah.
And support them when shit blows up in their face. Be like, you can say I told you so, but just be there when they fucking fall.
And we just talked about that. Sometimes you just got to get out there and earn your stripes, and it might be through a mistake. I'm guilty. I damn sure did it. After being told by a whole group of people.
Yeah.
Still did it.
I know for damn sure I told you not to do one life-altering thing for shit show.
Both of y'all did. Both of y'all did. And I still did.
And you got to be okay with that.
You know what? And at the time I was okay with it, because I thought what I thought, and I was wrong. And I can admit that.
Everybody think they know better, so they don't.
Hold on. I take that back. I wasn't wrong. I was partially right. And then I was wrong after the fact, because it did work for a while. And then it fell apart. I got to make sure I preface that accordingly. It worked for a while, and then it didn't work. And then it ended badly. And then it got worse. It was just a spiral. It was a really bad spiral. And now look at me now. Now I'm a dad.
I mean, maybe sometimes you got to go through certain trials and tribulations to prepare you for what you really deserve.
Man, look, that was a whole that was like trial by combat for sure.
Well, you on here preaching.
You got to understand, Outlaw and I have been through some shit in the last, can we say 7 years? Is that about right? About 7 years?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Like we have our own redemption arcs.
It sounds about right because 7. Well,
Yeah.
it's 9 now. 9 years ago,
So
I was
really, everything from Hurricane Harvey on.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much my whole redemption arc. It like the fall off was right after Harvey. The pandemic was when the redemption arc kind of started, and then we're here now. Because between Harvey and right before COVID, that was probably the lowest I had been. Like,
Man, I feel like COVID put all of us in bad places.
well, COVID was what saved my life. If I'm being honest,
It forced you to slow down.
No, it didn't force me to slow down. It put me in a place that you don't want to put a man. Solitude. I had a chance to collect my thoughts, and that's when shit got real, and I realized what the fuck was going on.
Well, that's kind of what I meant by. So that's pretty much what I meant by slow down. But it ain't do that shit to me. I was still up and working every motherfucking day. I was an essential worker.
Oh no, I was. You don't think I was an essential worker? That was my whole job during the pandemic, like, and then some. But
Shit,
I was
laid off,
I was essentially in a bougie ass hotel for 3 years, so it was great. But I digress.
Normal job every day.
So
going to work, driving on that fucking lift every day.
I do have one funny ass thing I want to bring up because Outlaw put it in the chat and it made me laugh. And it's like a nostalgia type of thing. So he posted this meme that somebody had put, and it said that our generation of let's start a podcast is like when the boys back in the day said, let's start a band. I didn't at first when he posted it, I was like, but then as I thought about it, I was like, the meme's not wrong. Because think about it, when we were young, right? And we're talking middle school young. How many people was either in a band, skater boys, like doing something that was considered trendy, faddish, however you want to look at it? Because right now, what is arguably the hottest thing everybody does? Podcast. It is. And it's been like that since COVID. COVID is when ain't nobody have shit to do. And podcast blew the fuck up. Every single millionaire professional athlete now that's worth the shit has a podcast. Even Michael Parsons, who ain't won a goddamn thing in the NFL, has a podcast.
That's why he can't win a damn thing in the NFL. He's too busy being on this. For context, I would just like to shout out my boy Michael Azine. Michael Azine tried to get me to do a podcast with him since like 2017, and we did like 3 episodes, and life caught up with us, and we couldn't do any more. Because he started working nights, I was working days. We just couldn't get in to record. But we did have one back in like 2017. He was on the money, was saying this was going to be the new shit. But boy, if you can go back and do it again, I would have sacrificed my job at that point just to do fucking podcasting. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I mean, if you look at where podcasts are at now, man, like they're kind of a cornerstone of life.
Yeah, I mean it. Between on a long trip for me, if I'm in a long car ride, it's either a podcast or an audio book for me. Yeah, like I listen to music, but like music, I've gotten to this point where we've heard so much music, I can really only listen to music for like maybe 30 minutes on a long car ride, unless it's a new album that comes out that I got to listen to the whole thing, like depending on which artist it is. Like if Kendrick drop an album on a road trip, I'm gonna listen to that bitch backwards and forwards. Like I'm gonna do that because I got to analyze what the fuck going on. Just like earlier today, DJ Mike B has sent me a thing about Murdergram. I was like, oh, I've been on that. That's on my gym playlist already. First of all, Murdergram is sensational. All right, you're talking about 2 legends on a track created by a legend, because the comments is what pissed me off about this song, is they was talking about, oh, whoever made that beat, that beat ain't like this. It don't sound like they rap. First of all, the legend Q-Tip made that motherfucking beat, and that is a fire ass beat. And the ones who said that don't listen to real music, because Q-Tip been around since the 3 of us on this panel was very, very young. Very, very young. Q-Tip made that beat, and when LL heard that beat, he said, the only person I know that can keep up with me on this track is M, and he called M. They weren't even in the studio together when they recorded it. So LL, I'm gonna tell y'all the backstory, because I went and watched the whole interview, because y'all know me. LL is like he is on my Mount Rushmore of hip hop artists. He's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Unpopular opinion, GOAT.
It's not a unpopular opinion, my opinion, shit. But So the way they recorded this, apparently, from what he said, was LL went in there, dropped his 16, left the room, and then M came in, heard what LL said, dropped his, and they kept going back and forth like that. They were never actually in the recording studio, like in the booth together, which is crazy to think about. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go in the booth, let me listen. Okay, take your notes, record. Like that is that. If that's not art at its absolute finest, I don't know what is, because them two could do an album together, and it would be one of the most fire albums you've ever heard. Like of all the collabs I've ever heard M on, that is arguably my favorite, because it features two of my favorite artists on my Mount Rushmore of hip hop. Is yes, Eminem is also on my Mount Rushmore of hip hop. If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Point blank, period. Me and Mike already had an episode about this. Okay, so if you missed that episode, listen, I'm gonna bring it back for y'all real quick, because my Mount Rushmore is very simple. All right, it has LL on there, it has M on there, it has Ludacris on there, and it also has and Kendrick. Like that's where I'm at. Like that is my Mount Rushmore, and I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I'm not. I grew up with you know, with Biggie and Pac and like all, like, yeah, I grew up with all that. I like what I like. I'm able to forge my opinion because it's the way that my ear picked up on music. I like what Biggie and Pac did, but I don't think, I guess I'll say unpopular opinion when I say this, a lot of their music isn't generational, because this current, the only thing that was generational about some of their music was the beats, because this new generation basically just took their beats and rapped over them. But a lot of them didn't, a lot of those songs outside of our generation, who else really listens to it from the generation behind us? Not a lot. They don't even respect them like that. They genuinely don't even respect them. Like, I still think they're legends in this game.
I think that's more of like a nod to how far well, I hate to say it like this. I think that's more of a nod to how old we are now.
Yeah.
Not so, because like even though we were, you know, Biggie died in 97. You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie died in 97. Pac died
that was what,
96.
96. Yeah,
96.
so I was, and I, yeah.
So we were six. So by the time we were already out of high school, that was already pretty much considered old school for us.
Yeah.
And now
because
old school
music went through such a renaissance.
Right. So I think for the most part during that time period, 80s and 90s, like 80s and 90s music is pretty much dead for this generation now.
Oh yeah.
It's
hold on now. I'm gonna say something controversial. I feel like I see a lot of TikToks with 80s and 90s R&B.
Yeah, but R&B didn't go through the YouTube renaissance. That's what I was getting.
R&B kind of died before the YouTube renaissance, really and truly. Like R&B, true R&B, not what they call R&B these days. Like the stuff that our moms was cleaning the house to, type of R&B. That it really, I think me and Mike had even said it really was probably what, 2010, 11-ish.
Right. So I say once Chris Brown started rapping, Neo went to pop.
Yeah.
It was pretty
once
much
Trey Songz kind of disappeared, Jamie Foxx really stopped dropping albums.
Right.
Like it just
we had Miguel for a little bit, but
he didn't stick.
No, but like and even the Weeknd, like the Weeknd isn't true R&B, but he's like our alternative. It's like when we had R&B and we had like Raheem Devon who was doing like that alternative stuff. That's like the Weeknd and his mix into the R&B fold.
The Weeknd is kind of like dirty, grungy pop with R&B elements,
but extremely talented nonetheless, right? Like dude had like because one of his greatest songs of all time is a cover, and it's the cover of Dirty Diana, which was sensational. Like that is like, if you didn't think that he could sing, just go listen to that. Like the dude can go.
That the mixtape era of the Weeknd is something different than how he is now.
And even a lot of people didn't get exposed to the Weeknd until he did the song 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
and that was a fire ass song too.
Beat It Behind the Madness. Mm-hmm. I was there from the very first mixtape. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that right here.
I can safely say when I went to Afghanistan is when I was listening to the Weeknd. Like that's when I heard all the albums, like all the EXO, everything that was out. Like I heard all of it. Like I picked
I was definitely late to the Weekend train because the first time I remember hearing that the Weekend was on and I liked was the one he did with Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, remember me?
Remember you. Yeah,
Remember me
Yes.
or remember? Yeah. That's a great song though.
that's a fire ass song.
Yeah.
I mean, the first part of the song is amazing.
Yeah.
But the Weekend's part is fucking amazing. Yeah.
But then we got to have Can't Feel My Face, and we had Starboy. Like we had all, like he went through a hell of a phase too. You know what?
I like I
Can
Feel
we-
It Coming. That is my shit.
Hey, that is a great
Hey.
song.
Now I'll tell
So-
you the most underrated Weekend song, probably overrated now, low key, but "Die for You."
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
that one was hard too though. I like the one that they did. Is that Die For You? That's the one that was on the Black Panther
No, it had a remix with Ariana Grande.
because that was another one. I know he did the hook on that one, the one that was on the Black Panther album. That was The Weeknd, Kendrick had that fire, had the Black Panther beat in the
Let's just
background.
say this though, Kendrick killed it with that album. That
No.
Black Panther album, that
People
was
don't
fire.
talk about that enough, and that's why I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl performance. Because if he pull any of that shit out, like just imagine it, he could bring the Weeknd out for the Super Bowl.
If he did all the stars and SZA,
That'll be fire. He could do something that nobody's done yet. He could also bring Tech Nine out because him and Tech have done a lot of collabs together, and a lot of people don't talk about Tech Nine. Tech Nine is one of the best independent rappers out there. Lyrically, he's on par with like your Eminems, your Busta Rhymes, your guys like that because the dude drops bangers, and a lot of people
he's
don't know him. Like I
he's
discovered
your
him during the
favorite rapper's
MySpace.
favorite rapper.
I discovered him during the MySpace era. That's how long I've known Tech Nine. Like during the MySpace era is when I discovered him. And I was like, then when I went to Afghanistan and I started hearing a lot of his other stuff, I was like, oh, he done changed a lot in a good way. Because he had bangers after bangers. And then that's when because of him is how I discovered like Hopsin. I'm a big fan of Hopsin too. I like Hopsin is like that. He's like your rapper's favorite emo black rapper because all of his stuff was very dark, depressing, but he could hit you with a banger and you'd be like, oh snap, like Hopsin cold. Hopsin
Kind
is
of
cold.
reminds me of I don't know if you ever heard of Atmosphere. They were like alternative rap like that. They were kind of like emo rap before emo rap was a thing.
Okay. Were they around that same time frame as like when like MF Doom and stuff was out?
This was like 08, 09, so about that time. And
Okay.
MF Doom.
So right when Cole was getting ready to really come out.
Who that?
Yep, who that? As soon as I said it, he already knew when he said, "Oh, I was like, yeah," but everybody, that's still one of J. Cole's hardest tracks. Like, who that is? That beat is just fire.
I'm trying to think, who did I get on the ground floor with when they first got before they got big? You put me on like Fabulous and Cassidy.
Yeah,
I did
man.
Wiz
Fab
before he got big.
Yeah, Fab was a big one. I've been on Cassidy, man. That's middle school.
I've been on Cassidy from battle rap before he blew up as like actual You remember them old DVDs that you'd get from the guy, just like, hey man, here's a DVD of some battle rappers from Philly or.
But see, this is where this
generation no more. They don't have that stuff out no more.
No, but this is where this generation missed out, man, on having like BET, like how we had BET with 106 in Park, and having the basement with Tigger, like having these rappers come on and get in the booth. Like they didn't. The only time they get to really see it is like watching award shows. Like people barely watch music videos anymore. Like we used to leave from school if we wasn't watching Dragon Ball Z and everything else. We turned on 106 in Park. We turned on Rap City, right? MTV. Even when MTV was popping, we was watching it because when new tracks came out, then when they debuted the music video. That's when you saw the new shit. And now I miss that. I ain't gonna lie. I loved watching when BETs do the making the video in the background. And you used to watch it for like an hour and you watch them make the video. And then at the end, you get to see the video like that. We don't see that kind of art anymore because a lot of people just watch the final product and they're like, oh, that's really cool. But it's like, bro, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we think. I enjoyed the behind the scenes stuff because I enjoy seeing the project in its totality. Like I like seeing how even stupid stuff like, oh, we got to make sure the lighting looks like this. We got to make sure the microphones are here. We got to make sure this, that, and this. Like that whole production is a beautiful thing because like people don't realize how much work goes into something. Like take this podcast, for example. All people see right now is three of us on screen with some microphones and all this other shit. They don't see what I see on my screen right now with all my videos that I click buttons on, or how DJ Micah B is putting the comments up on the screen. They don't see these background things that make this show what it is. They just get excited when we turn the show on and they get entertained. But I enjoy the art of all this stuff. Personally.
I'm with it. What was the one we had here in Houston late at night? I don't even know if it's still on right now.
Sunday Chopped and Screwed.
Oh,
it was like at 9:30 at night. They just play like just Chopped and Screwed the entire night.
No,
they used to do that on
not
97.9. They used to have 97.9 too.
Not
About
that
97
one.
on the box.
The music video, the one we have the music videos. It was like on local TV here in Houston. I cannot remember the name of that shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
I know what you're talking about. It's just I know I just cannot remember it. I know exactly like what like because he used to come on
Street Flavor.
Street Flavor, yo.
Yeah. Street Flavor.
That's what it was. Street Flavor.
I'll tell you what, kids these days don't know about TV channels to begin with because they don't watch TV like that. Everything's an app.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the streaming side of life. I do, but life was so simple as kids on a Saturday morning, rolling out of bed, barely brushing your teeth, and watching Saturday morning cartoons from 7 a.m. to like noon. Like, I mean, even watching a dumbass show like Ultimate Muscle was like a huge thing for us as kids. Like, yeah, I went nostalgia with it one time.
If you fuck up and wake up too early on a Saturday morning, like around about 5:30, all you watching is like Home Improvement because the cartoons will come on till 7.
Home Improvement and whatever little animal show was on before.
Yeah,
Jack Hanna's Animals and shit, like the shit nobody cared about.
Fucking Drew Carey show.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss Static Shock, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Ultimate Muscle, Pokemon, Digimon. Like I had to make sure I caught
Yu-Gi-Oh.
No,
bro, I still play Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't give a fuck.
Like, just like even like that's probably why I'm such a night owl now. Like, it was nothing for me to stay up until 1:30 in the morning to catch Inuyasha and then follow it up and catch Cowboy Bebop. Like that was my shit.
Hey,
you better than me. I stayed up to watch one thing and one thing only.
BET Uncut.
BET Uncut. I lived for that shit.
I mean, I did that too. And it was in the same window. So I could, back when the remotes had the recall button, you know what I'm saying? Or last, you just go back. You had to have it set up real quick. So, in case.
Just in case. No, I'll tell you.
Knowing good and hell well they heard that damn music before they came in your room.
When we finally had DVRs, you need to record things. You have to be careful, but you can record that BET Uncut. You just have to make sure you deleted it.
Mm-hmm. But we all was familiar with that old with that tip drill video, one of the greatest things we've ever seen.
Disco Inferno.
Splash Waterfalls.
Slob on my knob.
Pee popping.
Yeah, but oh Lord, that man. I miss the brutal honesty and transparency of music back then. You knew what it was. We didn't sugarcoat it. Now they talking code and shit. And you're like, bro, that's why I love Too Short. Too Short just say, hey, look, man, what's my favorite word? And you knew. Like there was no. Are you right? He was.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you to you. I'll send you the YouTube link. Yeah. I almost forgot about that until he said that.
I remember Columbus Short being on That's So Raven.
There's a lot of cameos on That's So Raven that people forget about. Like just like when you used to watch Sister back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of cameos that people didn't know about. And speaking of that, I know we're not going too far off topic because we're kind of in this nostalgia era. So y'all remember watching Sister, right? Tia and Tamara. You know that they are not as close as they used to be anymore?
No, they're not. They live
like they're genuine. I was watching an interview with Tia. With Tia, and she was talking about that. She was talking about how much she missed. She's got her whole family thing going on. She's like, I wish me and my sister were still close. And I'm like, bro, they're twins. You're twins and you're not close. That is a wild concept.
Well, the one that married the white guy, she like ended up being like really devoted Christian, really about her family, like just.
That's Tamara.
Yeah, it's Tamara. But still, like, what's that shouldn't stop you from having a relationship with your twin.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It'd be like if our sisters wouldn't close.
Oh, that would be weird. We'd have to fight. We'd have to have an intervention. I'm just gonna lock them in a room. That's just that's like, because it's one thing to be siblings. It's another thing to literally be of the same egg in a sense when you're a twin. Like, you shared everything. Like, we knew, the difference between them, but everybody else, when you see them, they look the same, but like they didn't even really start developing personalities, like separate personalities, till like middle school, to where you understood, like, now high school, they two different people, still twins, but two different people, like in a good way. Like, one was explosive, one was not so much. One was like a ticking time bomb, and the other one was quick to knock your ass out type of jazz. That's why one of them was called Baby Mike Tyson while we were in high school, because she was about putting them bangers on people. And you know what? It's because she was the closest carbon copy to our mother, and that is still true to this day.
Or you could be like how we had in Sterling with twins, and they both ready to put hands on you at any point because they started the biggest black and Mexican fight we had at Sterling.
Yep.
I'm talking about the Creeks.
I remember. I remember the fight very well. They lucky we didn't have TikTok and shit the way that they do now, because a lot of us probably be locked up.
I'll say this: Channel View had the worst black and Mexican fights. I didn't even go to
There's some pretty bad. We had some pretty bad ones at least.
We had some very bad ones in
But
Sterling.
I can say, like,
they had to call.
Yeah.
They had to call the ambulance and life flight somebody away from our school.
Like,
at Sterling, that's how bad it was.
For what the as bad as those fights were for y'all, we far and away probably had the worst Texas versus Louisiana fights, especially after Katrina and Rita. Like, we had it. It was an all-out war. Like, security guards was getting knocked out. Like, it was bad. Like, it was a fight every other day. Dudes popping trunk on campus. Like, it was wild after Katrina and Rita, man. Like,
man, the Katrina kids in my area, they all moved to like one apartment complex in particular, Lafayette Village, off the fucking Beltway. If you know about Lafayette Village, you know it was nothing but fucking Katrina kids over there. If you didn't talk like them niggas, you did not belong over there with them niggas.
I feel that.
We had that here in Baytown too, but
it was different over here because they was all like, "Oh, we finna take all y'all spots on the varsity sports," and we was like,
bro, that's one of the
that's how the fight started.
Things.
It started off with sports, which is fucking crazy because we used to blow their ass out in the Bayou Bowl anyway. Like, I love my Louisiana brothers and sisters, but in the Bayou Bowl, y'all no,
y'all was getting their work, man.
Yeah, I was getting that work.
Bro, so I know we're running down memory lane right now, but I have a crazy fact that I saw today. Just overlooking stuff. And do y'all know Justin Timberlake is the only person to? Oh, look, man, y'all fights minor compared to New York. Shit, Brooklyn versus Queens was ridiculous. I believe that. Okay,
yeah, absolutely. I'm not
even gonna argue that.
We're not gonna refute that one.
No, because even as grown men, they still do it now. So there's not even a point to argue that.
No.
Moolish must be lagging behind. Home Improvement and Yes, a Drew Carey show, my shit. But Justin Timberlake is the only person to perform at the Super Bowl 3 times.
Really?
Yes.
He was there with Janet Jackson.
He was there with NSYNC and Aerosmith, and he was there for his own in 2018. Bruno's done it twice, and Beyonce has done it twice.
Yeah.
Beyonce and Bruno's second time was in the same Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was the big marching band on the field thing.
Yeah. I thought that was one of the craziest things because you have a Bruno's done it twice, not
not 3 times. He did it twice.
Justin's done it 3 times, which I thought was like the craziest thing because I went back because somebody mentioned something today at work that Justin Timberlake's halftime performance wasn't good, and I went back and watched. I said, On the contrary, it's a fucking phenomenal performance. Y'all just please name the three.
If it was, I remember two for sure. If there was a third, I mean, hey, cool. But I personally don't remember. I don't remember a third.
His. I remember his and the one he did with Coldplay. His was phenomenal too. But somebody at work said Justin Timberlake's halftime performance sucked, and I went back and watched it. I was like, yeah, the critics and everybody that was talking about that shit the next day, y'all jumped too soon, because that is one of the few that has aged gracefully that you can go back and watch. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When I go back and watch it, I'm like, damn, it was even better than when I watched it the night of the Super Bowl.
I mean, nothing can be worse than Maroon 5. Like their halftime show was some shit.
Wait, nothing can be worse
right
was
now.
Black Eyed Peas. That shit was garbage. And it's not even all their fault. The sound guys and everything was just off. They were adjusting levels and all kind of shit as they were performing. Like Fergie's mic half the time was very low or super loud, because when they turned it low, she had to scream, and then when they turned it up, she was already screaming, and her vocals was exactly how it was at the All-Star game. Trash.
Yeah, so 2014 and 2016 was Bruno Mars, because he headlined the Super Bowl, and then he crashed Coldplay's set 2 years later with Uptown Funk, before Beyonce and Chris Martin joined in to do a performance together. Yeah, so he was only 14 and 16.
Because he performed the Super Bowl before Uptown Funk came out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with Mel. I agree with Mel though. Like just first of all, Justin Timberlake is a phenomenal performer. First of all, let's just I don't even know if he can put on a bad show, because his music catalog is so diverse. Like he can't do no wrong in my eyes. I mean, but I feel like that about Bruno Mars too, though. Like Bruno Mars has a phenomenal catalog too.
I think the performance of Mirror at the Super Bowl might have been the best performance I've seen Justin Timberlake do of that song ever. That shit was insane.
Mirror didn't sound like it if you weren't listening, but Mirror is low key an anthem track. But when you initially hear it, you just like, oh, that's a banger. But when you catch it, you're like, wait, it hits the same way like when Michael Jackson did They Don't Really Care About Us. You didn't realize it was an anthem until you really analyzed the lyrics. Mirror was just like that. Like if you didn't listen to the lyrics, you're like, wait a minute, that was actually because that one was, and so was What Goes Around Comes Around. That was another one.
Here's a question. The hypothetical Justin Timberlake greatest hits album, what will go on there?
Shit.
Rock Your Body.
Oh yeah, Rocky Body, Suit and Tie.
Senorita, Suit and Tie.
Cry Me
River Girl.
Cry Me River has to go on there. That's damn near arguably the first. That's arguably the first track that has to go on there, because Cry Me River hit so hard. We was just talking about it. Literally Goes Around Comes Around. Off the Justified album, I think you got 3 tracks coming off of there.
Sexy Back for sure.
Oh my god,
My Love, 100%. Sexy Back, My Love, Until the End of Time.
Yeah, see, look, I agree with Mel. See, it's got to be a double album, because if we start going down the list, it's not going to fit on one album. It's really not.
You have to throw some NSYNC stuff on there too. So yeah, either double or triple. Yeah,
sure. And if you did that, for NSYNC song, Gone's going on there, Girlfriend's going on there,
Tearing Up My Heart.
a little more time is going on there. Look, don't get me on this pop. Pop was my shit. I will start naming like that. That's my shit right there. So y'all didn't know about that. We don't let the skin color fool you. We some of us.
Well, they should know that about me. I'm a DJ, so that's not surprising with me.
Hey, look, I want you back.
His best friend is a DJ, so.
And his best friend is a bartender, so it just works.
Ooh.
Who beats JT in the verses?
Ooh.
The better question is not who beats him, it's who competes with him.
Oh man.
That's because it's not even a matter of beating him, it's literally who can actually compete with him. And there's very few artists. And it might it might
Chris
be
Brown.
I was about to say it's got to probably be Chris Brown or Usher.
I'm gonna have to say Chris Brown is about.
But I like the idea of Chris Brown on a versus with Justin Timberlake. I think that would be a unique versus.
I think Chris. See,
that would be a good versus.
The problem.
That'd be a great collaboration album. Fuck it.
Yeah, that would be
The
a great
problem,
collab too.
the problem I have is Chris Brown would have to do like a set list, man, to at least kind of match the catalog. And what I mean, not saying like Chris Brown doesn't have a crazy catalog, but it's like a lot of things like going forward in his career, he has a lot of rap instead of like a lot of hip hop or I mean a lot of
His
pop or
well,
R&B.
yeah, but I mean, but between his debut album, the Graffiti album, like he's still got enough slower tracks that
Yeah,
can
for
hit.
sure. For sure. Trust me. I'm a big Chris Brown fan. And I'd also like to throw the
And
words the name Neo out there because y'all ain't gonna sleep
yeah,
on my boy.
no, I'm not gonna let people sleep on that. But I also would say this: if he
Neo
drops
can
two
dance
more,
too.
if this individual drops 2 more albums, I would throw him in this mix too. And I would say Bruno Mars because I think Bruno Mars has some absolute bangers.
I
But
think
I don't
Bruno
think
can do
he.
it now.
I just think he'll put all the music out.
Well, it depends on how many tracks we talking. Because I ain't saying now Bruno got a lot, but Justin Timberlake goes back.
Yeah, but in your standard verses, you're going 15. And
Does Bruno have 15?
Bruno has 15.
He got 15.
Neo doesn't get washed, Mel. Stop. Neo does not get washed.
People really don't like Neo for some reason.
I mean,
I don't understand why. Neo is a phenomenal writer, and
I think Bruno has enough tracks now. I really do.
I think it'd be good. I think it would be good.
I think Bruno has enough tracks now, and the fact that they could both dance, and Bruno can dance his ass off. And of course, I mean, but you're right though. I think if you give Silk Sonic like 2 more albums, I think they could do like a full versus to where Justin should include the NSYNC catalog as well.
Like, you know who will be an entertaining person to go against JT in a versus would be Marcus Houston.
I feel like JT wins that easily though.
I didn't say I said all I said was the word entertaining. That's all I said. Because like Marcus Houston still got a lot of like for our side of the game. Like obviously this newer generation has no idea who Marcus Houston is, but we've heard a lot of his music coming up. But I think Neo will be fine. I think Neo has enough tracks to also keep it entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
Especially off of the first album. Like Libra Scale, he still got a couple songs that would come off there. Gentleman, dang it, the Gentleman's whatever it's called.
Gentleman.
Yeah, You're the Gentleman. I'm sorry. There's at least 3 or 4 tracks off of that album that like he's got enough. I think he's got enough. But I think him and Bruno will be phenomenal. Like that would actually be really good.
I don't think there's another like straight pop artist that somebody would
try to throw The Weeknd out there. Like he'd be okay, but I think your best bet is got to be either Chris Brown or it's got to be Bruno Mars.
I think if this particular person comes out with another album or two and has some bangers on there, Justin Bieber would absolutely be a good one. With another 2 albums with some more hits, because Justin Bieber has a wide range from the time he's young
and you know what?
Older.
So here's the thing: I think we're also we're being small-minded when we're adding these artists because you know what? I didn't even think about it till just now. There's one artist out there that we didn't talk about that actually has the amount of hits that would go toe to toe with Justin Timberlake, and it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I know, I get it. No, I get it. No, you haven't, but it's not the point. It's the principle.
Hang on. This might just say Taylor Swift. What the hell did I miss?
but you know what, man?
But look, you understand what I'm saying, though, right?
Taylor Swift right now. I mean, think about where she started and think about where she is now, and then think about it with Justin Timberlake. It's similar. I mean, Taylor started in country music.
Yeah, and Justin Timberlake started in a boy band. Actually, he started he started as a Disney character, but that's neither here nor there. But you see what I'm saying though, like
I'm not buying that one. Bruh, there's no way at this day and age that would even be a fair versus because Taylor Swift is just so over. Like, you know,
you're not wrong, but I'm just saying, like, You saying don't do Justin like that? I'm not doing anything disrespectful. I'm putting respect where it's at. Like,
hold on, let's back up. Where are we talking about? Because like
we're still talking about verses.
Ain't talking about Taylor Swift versus Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, so I said we were being kind of small minded and we didn't think a little bit outside the box. And I was like, somebody like Taylor Swift would actually be like you if you really think about it, I don't think I'm wrong here.
I don't think you're wrong, but I'm
gonna stop you right there.
I don't know
listen, Mel, that's fine. But you're not a Swiftie. The Swifties out there know them all. And
I'm not a Swiftie, and I know them all.
I don't know them all, but I know enough.
I'm gonna stop you right there, brother.
We're talking about pop, and you said it. I went off of what Micah said. He said a pop artist, and but Taylor's. If you take her country songs out, she got plenty of pop music, despite how we may feel about it.
That's what I'm gonna say, man. I feel like Taylor Swift just makes like just very generic music you listen to,
and that's fine. Hey, listen, you're right.
But that's what wins the crowd over.
But that's what wins the crowd. But the difference is between the two is that
no depth to her music. The bitch can't dance.
Hey, but guess what though, Outlaw? That's how 95% of rap is too now.
That's true.
Because everybody wants to sound like everybody. It's a generic sound being recycled most of the time.
I hate that.
Like, think about it. Like right now, one of the hottest female rappers is that Glorilla chick.
I can't. And when they play that fucking Lotto,
it doesn't matter though.
I don't. They all listen. The same to me.
My guy, in my full-time profession, I was at a school and 93.7 or whatever, 93.3, whatever the hell the other rap radio station, they were at the school.
93.7 the beat.
And they played one of her hot tracks, and even the teachers was getting in with the fit in. Like, it's exactly what Micah said. It's about who wins the crowd. It's no different than if you watch wrestling. It's who wins the crowd, who's over the crowd.
All Taylor got to do is walk out and she gonna win. Like,
well, here's where I would dispute it. In this, it depends on if the crowd is balanced, because if you bring enough fans of both,
you know dang well that crowd ain't going. That crowd is not going to be balanced. You know bro. Taylor Swift tour sold out in like 15 minutes, bro. Like just that. There's no way the crowd will be balanced. Taylor low-key do go crazy. You know what I'm saying? She do.
I answered the question. That's all.
Yeah, but I don't. Jadakiss showed you that. Showed you what?
Oh, he talking about a versus. The one that.
Yeah, but I don't know why the Jadakiss versus what he's saying about the Jadakiss versus in respect to what we're talking about with Taylor Swift
winning the crowd.
Jadakiss, man.
You know what? I understand what y'all saying about Taylor being like, you know, the head white bitch in charge of pop, but she's not my favorite one. I'm going with Adele.
Okay. I mean, like, and
I'm one of the few people that don't put Adele in the pop category.
I don't really know where to put Adele.
Okay, if Adele,
I put it in Neo Soul. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like
I have no problem saying somebody like Lady Gaga. Now, Lady Gaga is pop as hell, and Lady Gaga.
I'll say this: Lana Del Rey.
Now, that's not a lot of people know who that is, but
yeah,
that's a good one.
I would pay to see Lady Gaga versus JT. I ain't even gonna lie about that.
That would be good. That's a performance for your ass right there.
Yeah,
that'd be hot. And she still had one of the best Super Bowl entrances of all time, coming out from basically literally skydiving into that motherfucker.
I'm not going to say Akon. No.
Akon for what?
No.
Hard pass on that one.
No.
And
I don't even know. No. I don't see it. I like Akon, but not in the verses with JT. That's a squash match, to use a wrestling term.
I like there's people I would ever take in. There's a shitload of people I take in front of Akon before I would ever get to Akon.
What Mulik said.
I would take T-Pain.
T-Pain would be good. T-Pain would be fun.
T-Pain defined the whole era, and people act like T-Pain don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
The fact that people just learned, like, in the last 5 years that T-Pain can actually sing is crazy.
And he is a beast on the sticks.
Yes.
Do
And
not
if
run
y'all
that man in
haven't,
Call of Duty.
like, I know you two have heard it, but for those out there who ain't never heard it, if you really want to hear what T-Pain sound like, go YouTube T-Pain singing Tennessee Whiskey, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Because that shit was great.
Bro, T-Pain's like I think the first hit I ever heard by T-Pain was I'm Sprung. He didn't auto-tune it.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind that people don't know that T-Pain can sing without auto-tune.
But even when he did Studio Love and that one was auto-tuned up, if you listen to it, like if you listen with your ears, you can hear like the clean vocals in there still.
Like even what album is that? Is that Three Rings? When with
Ryan Leslie is a mutant.
Oh, I can't believe it. What album is that?
That was the one he did with Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah, but that was his song on the
that
album.
That was after Rapper Turned Singer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think that was on the one where he was on the when he was on the rooftop in the white jacket.
Right.
With the billboard in the back. I think that's the album that was on.
That one had Chopped and Screw. Right. That's what I'm saying. I think is it
Chopped and Screw was a banger.
Chopped and Screw was a banger. Him and Luda killed that.
Three Rings. Is it Three Rings or Welcome to the Circus move? I don't know.
Him and Luda killed that. Chopped and Screwed is a phenomenal song.
Three Rings. On Three Rings, he did a lot of songs without auto-tune. So
hey, he did that song, the Ringleader Man off of that album. That was a slow, I'ma sing, like he killed the Ringleader Man song, and he did that rap on there too, the intro track that was lit. But yeah, Three Rings is really good. Chopped and Screwed is one of my favorites that he's done.
You know, I'm gonna say something controversial about who could go up against Justin Timberlake. Justin Bieber.
I said
Justin Bieber. Micah said
I would never
but I can see it. And I'm not opposed to it.
Low key, as an adult, he got some bangers.
Wow.
Let's put that up there.
Who battles Pink?
You know what?
There
ain't a lot.
Not Fergie.
There ain't a lot. There's not like
no, not Fergie. Hell no,
like
not
Fergie. you would have to like with Pink specifically, you would have to go somebody like Christina Aguilera. Like you would have to pull out the big guns if you're gonna go with Pink, because Pink is a dog. Like if she wouldn't have fell off, Avril Lavigne would have been a good one, but she kind of fell off towards the end. Britney Spears would be a good one. Like say what you want, but Britney could keep up with Pink. Like you don't have to like it, but the amount of bangers say otherwise. But yeah, I would. What? Yeah, it would have to be. You'd have to go with some pop legends. It's got to be Britney.
Mariah Carey.
Oh,
Mariah Carey would cook Pink. She smoked Pink. I'm sorry. I love Pink, but Mariah Carey.
See, the only problem I have with that is, do you really consider Mariah Carey's most of her catalog pop, or do you consider most of it R&B?
It's a mix. It's a legitimate mix.
Some of her best songs are pop songs.
That's true. Now this is interesting. Somebody dropped Jamie Foxx, Mario, R. Kelly, and Joe. Joe don't have enough bangers to go with JT. R. Kelly.
He has enough.
Joe wrote a lot of songs.
Kelly's an interesting one, but R. Kelly don't have a lot of pop songs though.
No. Jamie Foxx does, but I still don't think it'll be enough to keep up with what just now, like, because obviously we're not just evaluating them. Like, if we were evaluating on vocals, they two would be going toe to toe damn near all night. But we're talking about bangers, so it's a little different.
Mariah Carey gets beat depending.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's how I felt about it. Like, if it's depending on song structure, because Pink was one of the best anthem artists, female anthem artists we've had. Because her shit was timeless.
Oh,
R. Kelly destroys everyone
and pees on him at the same time.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say something.
I couldn't help it.
I'm taking Keith Sweat over R. Kelly.
Boy, you done lost your mind. Hold on. What? Okay, so here's my thing. I could see that happening if Keith Sweat gets to use the catalog he's written for other people too. But if R. Kelly gets to use the catalog he's written for other people, shit will get real interesting quickly.
I see what Outlaw did. I would raise you one better. I won't say Keith Sweat. I would say Bobby Brown and give him a better run than Keith Sweat would.
I would say Babyface over both of them, but that's just me.
Well, but Babyface, most people more so. Yes, he dropped a lot of albums. A lot of us know Babyface for his abilities with the pen because he wrote so much. But like at least with Bobby Brown, at least Bobby had enough bangers to, he'll get the crowd going. R. Kelly got us dancing. Yes, he did, and doing some other nefarious things. But Bobby had motherfuckers dancing. Like all his shit was up tempo. Like he was
New Jack Swing.
So I think that would actually been good before he fell off. Well, the hell, they both fell off. You really want to look at it, but
Bobby.
Listen, we not saying that he'll beat him. We're just talking about for the sake of entertainment and keeping it rocking. Like Bobby would be fine.
I think the difference here is that R. Kelly just stayed in the game too long to where he fell off. Bobby fell off vocally, and that would be like because we seen all these people online were talking about how Omarion was going to kill Mario, and all Mario did was get out there, grab a microphone, and go crazy.
And I don't know why people thought that.
I don't know why either. I couldn't understand. Mario is one of the few the few greats of our generation who can hold his own with some of the greats.
Mel Kells fell off when he went to jail.
I knew what you were referring to. I just didn't want to say it. Correct. Absolutely right. Silk Sonic will go down as one of the greatest duos of all time. I think they need at least 2 more albums, and they will. They definitely will. For sure. Silk Sonic is that shit. But back to the Pink thing. Yeah, bro, you got to pull out some heavy hitters for Pink, man. You got to pull out Christina.
You got to pull out Madonna, probably.
Madonna, yeah. You got to pull out Madonna because of
Janet Jackson.
Oh, Janet is a good one. Oh, Janet would be a good one for Pink. Janet got some good. Janet would be a good one for Pink. Yeah.
Sorry, had to take a quick time out and take care of some dad/husband duties real quick. So all right, we're good.
Josh gave a good Janet Jackson and Pink. That's a pretty solid one.
Actually, if that's the case, I think Janet gets that one.
Well, yeah.
I think.
I want to hear y'all take on. Oh shit. I want to hear y'all take on duo versus. What exactly are you?
So you want us to basically like WWE style put tag teams of artists together?
Yeah. Like I'm not, or a legitimate duo versus another, because there's not a lot of legitimate duos. It's just you basically have to pick 2 artists that always work with each other.
And I'm telling you right now, one of the best duos that would kill a lot of them would literally be Michael and Janet Jackson. And they ain't even done that. But when they did Scream was a phenomenal collaboration. Not only singing, the dancing, everything. Like the synergy on that was great.
I got one duo that would kill almost. They got 2 songs and they'll kill most of your favorite duos if they have a whole catalog.
Oh, hold on. Can we guess?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say something out of left field. They got 2 songs together.
They got 2 songs.
Eminem and Rihanna.
No,
that'd be a good one.
I was referring to like R&B side. Yeah.
Oh, so I thought
R&B side.
Okay. R&B
R&B pop side.
Are you gonna say Usher and R. Kelly?
No, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. Fuck with it.
Okay.
Okay, so see, he went with Chris Brown and Wayne.
Okay, I'm taking T Wayne then. Run that. I'm taking T Wayne.
T-Pain
and Wayne?
Yup.
Yeah, T Wayne is a.
I'm taking T Wayne. T-Pain and Wayne had a
if that's the case, hey, look, I'm gonna be petty then. Give me M and LL.
Oh man.
And they only got 1 song together so far.
I will put M and LL versus Kanye and Jay.
Ooh, that'd be legendary. But Kanye and Jay will lose, but it'd be good.
I don't think they'll lose.
Now,
I'm
not
gonna
if
say
the strictly songs they're doing together.
I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna be out of left field again.
I like it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Drake and Future got some good songs together.
That would be a good one.
Oh, Drake and Future, yeah.
Drake and Future would be good.
They low key.
Drake and Future would be good.
They got a whole album together.
Yeah, Chris
They
Brown
got-
and 50.
Hell,
Dre
I
and
take
I can see that.
Now we talking.
I mean, and we've seen that combination before. I like the idea of Chris Brown and 50. I like the idea of okay, Drake and Chris Brown.
See this is what I'm talking about right here. With now y'all are putting. I'm not understanding what y'all mean by a duo, because now you're putting just two artists together, and it's like they don't have a catalog of songs together.
I mean,
Like,
we know Dre and Snoop do. Drake and Chris Brown do. J. Cole and Miguel do.
Drake and Chris Brown got how many songs together?
They got like 3 together at most.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3. It's not a lot, but they have
Future and Weeknd got most songs.
Future and
together.
Drake got their fair
Drake
share.
is a legit dude.
Hell, Chris Brown and Tiger got most songs together than a lot of these artists.
Fan of a fan
was a whole thing.
They had a fan of a fan mixtape and then turned around and had a fan of a fan album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta say, Chris Brown needs to do more collaboration albums. I'm sorry.
And then the fact that like Nick, I get what Nick said too when he said Dre and Snoop. I'll raise you that, and give me Dre and them. They put together some. I know what those two did for gangster rap, but let's think about the modern music. Dre and M put some masterpieces out there now.
They did.
They really did.
I'm thinking
what
hard
you're
about
thinking.
that Dre and Snoop versus Dre and them.
Hey, that'd be good.
Man.
Tell me it wouldn't be good though.
It would be good. Yes,
Paul,
I said
he said Paul
MJ.
McCartney and MJ. He did.
I absolutely did.
He 100% said that.
The
I like. He said CB and her. I can see that. CB and her. I'll see your CB and her. Give me CB and Rihanna instead. As much as that's controversial.
No, I would say give me Justin Timberlake and Rihanna.
That's a good one too.
How many songs they got together?
He wrote some songs for her. I'm trying to remember like what songs they actually performed together.
E40 and Too Short. Boy, that's the most California answer I heard.
God.
Okay, give me 0.
Hey, look, nah, fuck it. Hey, look, Micah, just give me UGK.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
And we're gonna say duo.
Yeah.
Give me UGK. I mean,
well, fine. Give me UGK versus Outkast, and now we really talking.
Hey,
shit.
boy, that's two of the most iconic rap groups.
Oh, Justin Timberlake and Beyonce is they have the Until the End of Time.
They do.
What else do they have
That's
together?
a good ass song too.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
E40 and Too Short need to go against somebody like 8 Ball and MJG.
Yeah. Hey, look, Mel put a timeless one on there. Ja Rule and Ashanti did a lot together. Hell, so did Ja Rule and J-Lo.
Ja Rule and J-Lo, Ashanti wrote the songs for J-Lo.
That's true.
So I'm definitely taking.
But I do like
Ja
Ja Rule and Ashanti is that's. We saw that in the 2000s. Like we've seen that before.
Man, it's.
Look, I'm gonna get. Look, I'll give you another one because they didn't have a lot of songs together, but they sounded good when they did it together. Give me Trina and Ludacris.
Oh yeah. I don't know if y'all heard Superman. Yeah, we all here heard Superman by Chris and Carrie Hilson.
Why you act like we don't listen to music, Rod? What's wrong with you? You know who on this panel? Like Carrie Hilson doesn't get the respect she deserves. First of all, like people just forgot that she existed for some strange reason. Like because
Beyonce had a blacklist.
And here's the thing: Superhuman by Chris and Carrie Hilson wasn't even their first song together because they did one called One Night Stand.
They did.
And that hoe was a banger.
Real deep cut. LOL, me and Carrie Hilson. What the fuck is that? Oh man.
Hey, but no, if Chris Brown and Carrie Hilson made an album with songs like that, boy, that'd have been an all-time classic album.
I don't know what happened between Beyonce and Carrie Hilson that Beyonce got Carrie Hilson blacklisted, but apparently some shit happened. And
you want to know what happened? She was jealous because Carrie Hilson could really sing.
And Carrie Hilson wrote a lot of her hits too.
Carrie Hilson is very talented, and people just didn't get a chance to truly hear her because she is a really talented artist.
You know, y'all, Bow Wow and Omarion is a pretty good one.
They do got an album together, and it was good.
Bow Wow and Omarion is a good one.
What? Put Mel's comment up there, please. Thank you.
Get the hell out of here.
I can't tell if you being serious or not, because
right.
Because Mel kind of plugged in on some stuff too. So like I'm like genuine, like he really could be like
I don't know if he's playing or not. That's why
I don't think he would lie about that.
But also like
but you know how people just joke around with shit like that. Like,
but what we also kind of missed out on, which I think would have been good, is we didn't get a chance to see like Carrie Hilson as an actress either, because she, I don't know if Michael, you might remember this. You remember when Trey Songz did Your Side of the Bed and Carrie Hilson played his wife and she was overseas playing that soldier. That was a dope ass video. First, that was one of the most emotional videos I'd ever seen because of my other life. That fucked me up.
Oh, that's what's up, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Yeah,
Mel be holding out on the stories, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't even doubting you. I just didn't know if you was just playing around like how some
like I couldn't, because the way the chat was going, I was like, is he for real? Is he playing? Like, but okay.
And I've heard you rap. You can actually rap. So I have heard you rap. Mel can actually rap.
I'm with it.
Let me see. Bow Wow, Omarion, Jordan Sparks,
and
Chris.
We not gonna act like that wasn't one of the hardest albums we had. Was when Bow Wow and Omarion's album was out when we was in high school. That was music videos. The music videos, Superstar. Like that was great. And then even when they did I miss those days of music, man. Music was so simple back then.
I miss the days of actually being excited for a Wayne mixtape.
I miss the mixtape days was so dope.
Go to school talking about the new mixtape,
because we got to hear a lot of our local artists before the mainstream. Like hearing a Mike Jones mixtape, hearing a Slim Thug mixtape, hearing Lil Flippin' Zero's mixtape our freshman year of high school, Micah. Like that was
hearing the gray tapes of Kiki before he blew.
People don't even understand, like when that Lil Flippin' Zero mixtape came out and they took the Mortal Kombat beat and rapped on it. Oh yeah, we got to look. We're gonna have us a remix. We're gonna have us an OG Mel story.
We need a deep dive into this.
We're gonna set that interview up.
We gonna have to have from the Sideline Chronicles Part 2 featuring OG
Mel. We gotta go back around the block one time. Like, hold on, but we done hit that point of the show, of course, where my not my favorite part. It's actually my least favorite part of the show, but we have to do it anyway. So I'm gonna start with Outlaw though. So what is and are your closing thoughts, my brother?
Honestly, y'all, we just kind of spitball today, just a bunch of all over the place ass topics, but that makes for the best conversation. And kind of wanted to tie it back to my Unhinged earlier. If you see one of your loved ones fucking up, please let them know. Don't be afraid to, speak your mind, and you might really save them from derailing their fucking lives. So yeah,
absolutely. Call a spade a spade. DJ Michael B.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo Outlaw's comments. There was a point in my life where I was hella smoking weed, bro. I'm talking about like 3-4 times a day, and it took somebody that I know that I haven't seen in a long time. His name is Razan Hopkins. He tapped me upside my head and was like, "You too smart for that dumb shit. Put that shit down." The next day, I threw all my weed out and I stopped doing it, and I went and got a job. I was fucking up. He was like, "You too smart for that shit. You fucking up. You ain't got a job, but you always got money for what the hell is wrong with you?" Basically slapped me upside my head, dead in the face. Boom. Next day, I got clean and started going to work. Yeah, a couple of weeks after.
Never knew that shit.
Hey, the more you know, with my little rainbow, keeping that nostalgia tip going. So, simply put, that's the beautiful thing about Gentleman's Talk, is that we can put a show together out of fucking thin air. Like, and that's what we did. Like when we tell you guys that we literally put these shows together through our literal Telegram group chat that we have, that's how we put these shows together. That's what makes it so perfect and pure. And then when you have phenomenal individuals in the chat, like we've had all night long, it continues to keep things rolling. You guys sparked a whole other part of this conversation we weren't even expecting to have, but the last 35 minutes, y'all made the show that much more entertaining when we started just talking about music. Because when it comes to music, we love talking about music. So that was great. And we've got some stuff in the works that you guys are going to be extremely excited about. Outlaw's got some mad scientist projects that he's working on. I'm not going to spoil them. I'm just going to, when y'all see them, y'all are going to know. DJ Micah B has got some stuff. So hopefully, I'm going to say fingers crossed on this one. Next week, we can see the return of the crossover next week. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left. All right, had to do my little Timberland thing. And the Real Talk will be back next week. We had some
JT and Timberland, by the way. As soon as you said,
you see what I did there?
Forgot that.
So we had some very controversial topics be sent our way during the day. I did some fact checking, some double checking, but I didn't want to bring them to the fold until I was done doing a little bit more research, because there is a very, very, very controversial situation that is going on involving a college with a swim team and some other stuff. But I got the initial story, and then I went and fact checked and followed up and learned that the actual story is actually worse than the incident at hand. It's worse, which is crazy. And it has I'm going to say, and Micah probably agrees, it has cultural repercussions. It has legitimate cultural repercussions. It's one of those things that me and Mike always talk about. Like, we are the most self-destructive culture out there, and what this individual did was very self-destructing. Like, don't let the media immediate reactionary story steer you away from the actual story. I urge you to go look at the actual story, and you will probably be as shook as I was when I found out the actual story. Like, the story that came fact-checked from students at this same college that reported to the coach and all this other stuff. Like, it's a whole other story. It's a story with a dark side to it. And I'm going to bring that up, and we'll talk about it next week after I've compiled my Real Talk the right way. Because, if I bring it to you, we're going to bring it to you the right way. I'm always going to come correct. We're not going to bullshit your way through that. So be prepared for that. I think we'll have Sherrod back next week. Maybe not. Depends on how his schedule works out. We'll find out. Maybe Moolage will pop by. OG Mel, Moolage, Rod, Nick. Got to make sure I shout everybody out. I'm missing like 3 people right now. Hold on. Got to go. I'm back.
Hey, Mel, you can pop in anytime, bro.
Yep. CJ, of course. Chris, we appreciate every single one of y'all that came up in the chat today, man. Y'all brought that energy like y'all always do, man. So we love y'all. Like I tell y'all, we tell y'all every week. Just make sure you understand it. All right, we love y'all. We appreciate you guys being in the chat, because our show works that much better when y'all are just in the chat acting a plumb fool. So, Mel, you always invited, my dog. So that's the plan for next week, tentatively, with a few other little wrinkles into the mix. So be prepared for a show mixed with fuckery. Yes, Outlaw said that this show was kind of all over the place, but if you read the description, I actually told y'all that we was going to be all over the place. It's controlled chaos. But this is what happens when you have a really good moderator. All right, the show don't go off the rails. We was sitting sideways. That's what we was doing. We was sitting sideways on a slab Sunday going down MLK. That's what the fuck we was doing. So we was controlling, but we was driving slow. But
Mel's here. He doesn't know what that means.
It's okay. One day we'll educate him if he decide to come down south. But as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we are
motivation in you and inspire the world to do what you can. If you love it, then fuck it.